It's come to my attention that there's a huge theory revolving around Panos and the return of the Shadowman. In this video, I want to go over exactly what that theory is. First step in this is going to be going through intel and kind of figuring out where the Shadowman could possibly come to play and where the theory revolves around. The first piece of intel is called Cracking Eggheads, and it takes place after the Liberty Falls Easter egg, and it gives us an update of what's going on with Panos.
Fucking Panos. What the hell did he do to my team? And who the fuck was he talking to? It's like he's possessed. He's part of the chaos now. Which means I have to stop him from spreading too.
What we gather from that intel is he's talking to someone, is being used or is possessed by someone from the Dark Aether. There's actually intel to help us further learn about what Panos is thinking and who he's talking to. This intel is called Shadow Benefactor. Unlike the previous intel, all of it's kind of important, so I'm going to have to play the full intel. I'm sorry, just kind of bear with it.
He came to me again. My friend, my benefactor, my salvation. Time is strange in this place. A moment ago, I was in the church. A moment ago, he was here with me. In another moment, who knows? Like the director, he came with promises, power, forbidden knowledge, a reckoning for my enemies. But unlike the director, his mastery of the Dark Aether is real. And what's more, he promised me a way out. When I return to the world, I will be his agent. The future he speaks of, the one we will fashion together. I can hardly wait. In only a moment, we begin.
The thing that stuck out to me the most about this intel is the use of him and he. This is a male person he's talking to. So people trapped / stuck in the Dark Aether, we could rule out which is Sam. We don't know if she's actually alive. We don't know if she's dead. We know that AI is trying to bring her back, but we don't know her status. The other thing that stands out to me is Panos mentioning his mastery of the Dark Aether is real. So this is someone who has control over the Dark Aether and is an important figure down there. The next person I thought about was Cortifex, but I think he's long dead. And the only reason he was introduced and talked about in Black Ops 6 is because the events that took place with Shem, where he was talking to Cortifex, takes place long before World War II and the events of Call of Duty Vanguard. And this is exactly where the Shadowman theories come into play. Before I talk about the theories and shut them down, let me give a brief overview on who the Shadowman is in case anyone forgets. So the Shadowman was originally a keeper who was corrupted by the Dark Aether and banished to, well, the Dark Aether. He managed to come back, try to manipulate people into getting the summoning key for him. Then he died again and then was trapped in the summoning key. He was eventually killed by Nikolai, who used the summoning key and the Agarthan device to create the new universe where Element 115 does not exist, which is the universe the Dark Aether story takes place. The only reason I'm counting out the Shadowman is because it explicitly says his soul was destroyed along with the summoning key. I'm looking at the wiki, and it's exactly what it says. It's on the screen now. Now, I love the Shadowman. He's one of my favorite characters in the zombie series. He's a big part of my favorite map of all time, Shadows of Evil. But the only thing connecting the Shadowman to the person Panos is talking to is the fact that they're both male. They're both extremely manipulative, and they have control over the Dark Aether. And that's really it. As far as we know, the Shadowman is just dead. I personally think the Shadowman theory is a stretch. I think this is a new character that we haven't been introduced yet, and I hope he rivals the Shadowman in every aspect. Consider this theory debunked. But what if I told you there's someone identical to the Shadowman in almost all ways, still alive, stuck in the Dark Aether?
They shouldn't be here. They can't be here. Such a paradox means you're putting my perfect world at risk.
When I return to the world, I will be his agent. The future he speaks of, the one we will fashion together. I can hardly wait.
Actually, that all works out perfectly.
The person we forgot about was Dr. Monty. Now, just like Shadowman, Dr. Monty was originally a keeper who got corrupted and turned into an apothecon by the Dark Aether. Now, in the ending of Black Ops 4 map Tag der Toten, kind of the end of the Aether story, he was sent, as well as everything else, like the apothecons, Element 115, all that was sent back to the Dark Aether where they belong. Now, Dr. Monty was the villain of Black Ops 4, kind of. Some notable things he's done for the zombies kind of universe was make the mystery box, which still exists in the Dark Aether, create gun wall buys, and the chalk surrounding the gun wall buys that still exists, power-ups, all that stuff, like nuke, double points, and most importantly, gobble gums. Some evidence I want to throw out there quickly. When you get a gobble gum while you're playing a game, it's a small portal of the Dark Aether that opens up and you get some gums that are added to your inventory. As much as a cash grab gobble gums are, they are relevant to the story, and there was no explanation of us getting them besides them coming out of the Dark Aether when we spin for them. Now, Dr. Monty's goal was to create a perfect world. He wanted to have control over a time loop of events where he can keep peace, and it was that perfect world that the original crew broke out of to create the universe that the Dark Aether timeline takes place in. If all of those things were banished to the Dark Aether during the end of Black Ops 4, why haven't we seen any yet? And my answer to that is we have, in the form of an abomination, which is just an apothecon. It's a Margwa. That's it. That's all it is. I've been right in the past about theories such as Sam being the villain of the story way far back, and I need you to trust me on this one too. I believe Dr. Monty will make a return in some form in the next map, Janus Towers. And my evidence for this is actually looking at the leaks for the next game. If we want to understand what the story is, we have to look at the ending in order to see how we get there. And if the ending for us right now is the original crew coming back and the new villain is someone who wants to take control over the Dark Aether, we have to assume this person himself is summoning the old crew. More evidence leading towards Dr. Monty, or a version of Dr. Monty being the villain of the Dark Aether story, takes place in Modern Warfare Zombies. Here's the ending cutscene of Modern Warfare Zombies. This cutscene takes forever. Let me fast forward until we get to the scene that I think is important.
Checking up on your daughter.
Yes, I want to say hello. Last year, how you were doing?
I'm on my best behavior. Promise.
I want to settlement. It has taken a while to process it all.
Process it all. Who are you and what have you done with Panos?
So what are your plans? What is next for Dr.
You are checking up on me.
Eva.
Chill out.
This is Ava, Ravenoff and Samantha Max's daughter, and she's currently in Liberty Falls in this cutscene, and her father is, well, checking up on her. At the ends there, we have a little someone peeking in through the mirror. Let's take a closer look at who that is. This right here is the leading reason why people think the Shadow Man is coming back. All that is referred to this kind of being is in the ending of the boss fight for Modern Warfare Zombies. They're called the Shadow Smiths. The only thing people have to correlate this with the Shadow Man is, well, he is a shadow and he is wearing a hat. That's the only connection there between those two. I'm going to sound very contradicting when I say this, but is this the Shadow Man? Personally, yeah, I think it is the Shadow Man. I'm not going to lie, but it's not the Shadow Man we're used to seeing. I think this is a Shadow Man that Dr. Monty brought back from the dead. You gotta remember, these two are best friends, and they both were antagonists at some time in COD Zombies storyline. I think the Shadow Smiths are going to be basically the apothecons that were banished from the Aether to the Dark Aether, just kind of disguised, just like the Shadow Man was disguised as a guy and not the apothecon that we see him as sometimes. With the next map of Janus Towers, I believe Dr. Monty will be coming back and will be the one manipulating Dr. Panos, and he's the one who's going to bring the original crew back, and it's all going to get crazy from there. And I hope this theory is right, and I hope you guys kind of agree with this and see my points. Now, the next video I am working on and currently researching on is on the impossible Easter egg. I've been watching Skyte's video, and it's kind of lit a new spark in me to look at this impossible Easter egg. I'm gonna do some points on Skyte's video, which I'll cover in the video, but it's gonna be a great video, a lot of research, and hopefully it's another banger just like my first two zombie videos were.